Okay. We were discussing about the different planar lines. We have already discussed regarding two different planar lines already. One is the microstrip line, its operation, its constructions, and then we have even seen regarding their characteristics, some of the values of attenuations and Z naught. We have already seen regarding the microstrip line, and the second one we have discussed in the previous session, that is parallel strip lines. So today we have to study some superficial, that is qualitative study of coplanar strip lines, and one more is the shielded strip lines. So very small concept is there, a short note kind of a concept. So let us try to complete it today. So what coplanar strip lines? So you know what do you mean by coplanar? Okay, I think in types of lines in mathematics you have studied what is coplanar lines. The lines that exist in a single plane, they are called coplanar. What was the structure in the parallel strip line we have studied? We have two different strips placed one above the other, at some distance d. So and they are kept in parallel, so they are perfectly parallel to one another. However, in a coplanar, in a single plane, you will be mounting these strip lines. Okay, something like this. The structure is something like this. What is the difference between this structure and the microstrip? In the microstrip, we had only one strip. Here you come across two strips. So how it started actually? We started with the coaxial cable. Okay, the construction, concentric cylinders, they are one inside the other. Then the structure was modified something like this. Okay, and a strip is inserted. So this is your strip lines. If you remove this above part, just to make you understand, let me give you one example. Assume you have one sandwich with you. Okay, so something like this. At this central part, you have put many of your cheese and everything at the center. So how to put it? You have to open this up, the top slice should have to be opened, then only you should you are able to put the things inside. It is something like that. So whatever the structure you find it here, it is your strip lines. So if you remove this top, you will be left with this structure, microstrip. And we have in the previous session we have studied about planar lines, and today coplanar lines. The difference between microstrip and planar is you have got two strips here. Okay, this is the structure. A coplanar strip line, it consists of two conducting strips. However, they both are mounted on a single substrate. That's why they are existing in a single plane, coplanar, on over one substrate surface. Out of these two strips, which are made of conducting material, one of the strip is grounded. Okay, in case of parallel lines, you are not having any grounding of such thing. Here, out of two plates, one plate will be grounded. So this is the structure. You can see each strip has got the width W. The spacing, that is a substrate or strip के बीच का distance, you can see substrate thickness is D. You have between the two strips, we have the spacing called S. And as you are using this substrate is having its own values of permeability and permittivity. Okay, dielectric substrate. So this is about the constructional details. Each strip has a width W separated by a distance S. However, there are many configurations that are present how you can put these strip lines. Okay, you can take this as a substrate. I'm giving you the front view. You can use like this. Okay, or you can make a ground, the two ground plates you can take here, and in between you can have one strip. So there are different variants how you can mount these strip lines. Okay, this is one configuration that I have shown you. Now coming to the details, it has got its own geometry, it has got width, the spacing between the two strip lines is S. These strips, they are mounted on a single dielectric substrate which is having the thickness D. The coplanar strip lines, they have the advantage over the parallel slip lines. Obviously parallel strip line में भी आप दो strips use कर रहे हैं, they are kept parallel to each other. Here also you are keeping two strips, right? One just with the spacing, yes, they are kept on a same surface, substrate, sorry. So what is the advantage of coplanar line compared to the parallel strip line? It has got the advantage because the strips that are there, the two strips, they are on the same substrate. So this is very much advantageous. It will make ease in the connections. So jo bhi aap connections karoge, because as you know, these lines, what you are using, planar lines, they are used in the interconnection of the components inside the circuits, right? So miniaturization. So as the circuitry is very small, the size is too small, it's very difficult to make the connections. So try to imagine how the connections could have been formed. So this because of this structure, एक ही substrate है, दो strip lines available हैं, connections का convenience बहुत होगा. That is one advantage. Second one, as one of the strip is grounded and they are kept in a single plane on a single substrate, the shunt connection, the shunt elements connection will be much easier. This is second advantage. Because of this, what will happen? The production cost will be decreased. Okay, and reliability will increase. So these are some of the advantages of coplanar lines over parallel lines. What are the four advantages? The first one is a convenience in connection. The second one, because of this connection, as we have one strip grounded and both are present on a single substrate, the shunt connection, the shunt elements connection, it is very easy. And then the third advantage is the reliability over this. And the fourth one is the production cost will be decreased. Now coming to some of the parameters, straightforwardly the equations are there. Okay, there is no derivation or analysis of the expressions. The characteristic impedance of coplanar strip line is Z0 is equal to, as a two strips we have got, 2 times the P divided by I square. Okay, you know this, P equal to VI, right? So if you take V equals to again IR. Okay, so accordingly, if you take the power, that is P average indicates the average power that is flowing through the coplanar strip line. So that is 2 times and divided by I naught square. I naught is the peak current in one strip. Okay, so I naught and P average I have given you. And what is P average? How we can in turn find this power average value? We have already studied regarding the Poynting theorem. If you remember, in electromagnetics you come across, even though still further in the next half of the module we have the antennas. There we study the power theorem, the Poynting theorems. Okay, moreover it is related to the power density. कितना amount of power flow हो रहा है per unit area, that amount is that can be measured using the Poynting theorem, that is P average. So how you can get this P average? It is half of average value, you have half of the real term. It is only for the real. Okay, as we have got the complex element, so consider only the real part. You have both the fields existing here. When we come across the strips, whatever the electric fields and magnetic fields that exist, because the wave is propagating, so in a mode, that is TEM mode, we have seen quasi TEM mode, so both the fields exist. Because of this, we have to consider, this is your Poynting theorem. P average is equal to E cross H, that is E electric field. Obviously जब आप transverse electromagnetic mode propagate हो रहा है, you know how the transverse electromagnetic waves exist. If one is like this, the other one will be like this. Okay, both will be perpendicular to each other. That's why I have taken this. If Ex is the electric field is in X direction, you have to take H in Y direction. Both should be perpendicular. There is a cross product here. So sin theta will be equal to sin 90, that is 1. and the propagation will be, you know, the cross product, the propagation will be in the third direction. Okay, x cross y is equal to z. You know about this with respect to dx and dy. This is your pointing theorem. I have given here the electric field in x direction, magnetic field in y direction. So this is P average. So directly there is only characteristic impedance equation 2P average divided by I naught square. Okay. So there is one simple problem here I have listed. A coplanar strip line, it carries the average power of 250 milliwatts. So what is the data given to you in the formula? P average is given to you, that is 250 milliwatts, and a peak current of 100 milliamperes. That is I naught is given to you directly, peak current. You have to determine the characteristic impedance of coplanar strip line, that is Z naught you have to calculate. So directly use the formula given, list the data. You have the formula with you for coplanar. Hopefully now you're feeling that it's a very direct kind of a question where directly the values are given to you, you're substituting and getting the answer. But as a whole, you try to understand all 5 modules when you prepare and go for the exam. At that time, you know, even the simple problem you will feel it difficult to do because you won't remember the formula. So it's my humble request to you, again and again I'm telling you, at the back side of your notebook, please, if you have maintained any notebook, back side or in a paper, try to write down all the list of the formula. Okay, this is for coplanar lines. So answer, you get it 50. So in the initially when I dealt with microstrip lines, I have given you the range of these characteristic impedance for few of these lines. So generally the range is between 50 to 150. So जो भी आपका answer आएगा, you can verify it is right or not. Okay, it should not cross beyond this. This is about the coplanar lines, just a structural details we have seen, and the Z naught, that is. Now coming to the fourth type of the line, that is shielded strip lines. So it is nothing but what? The strip lines only, they are shielded. Okay, they'll be covered. So that is the concept. Strip lines, how they look? This is your substrate. Inside there will be a strip that is embedded. So this is your strip line. Sorry, I forgot to include some images. I'll try to share those images. I have it already. Those in your groups. So shielded strip lines, you'll be having a what? The shielded strip lines, the construction you can see here. The front view I have shown. This is your strip that is embedded inside the substrate at the center. The figure shows the configuration of the strip line. It consists of a thin conducting strip. It has got its width W. You can see W. This is the width. And the width is very much greater compared to the thickness. अगर ये thickness है, so if you take the ribbon-like structure, thin strip line, you have inserted, you have embedded it in the substrate. So this strip line, it is placed at the center of the substrate. So it is surrounded by the dielectric substrate, and this substrate has got its own parameter, that is relative permittivity. And above and below, you can see this is the shielding. You have ground planes, that is plates you can take. These are the two ground plates above and below the substrate. So this is the constructional details, how it looks like. And some of the field lines I have shown you, how the fields exist here. Here there is no question of what quasi TEM mode, because you know it is completely surrounded, both top, bottom, at the edges, everywhere the same substrate lies. So whatever field exists, it is having it has to face only one medium. Okay, there is no question of air here. It is traveling inside, so only the epsilon r comes, because of which we don't go for a quasi TEM mode. Here we directly take the TEM mode of propagation. The field lines you can see, whatever these lines, black color I have shown, these are the electric field lines. They are perpendicular to this, almost perpendicular to the strip. However, even you have got some lines at this edges also. We call them fringing lines. Okay, fringing field lines. Fringe means what? Edge. hope you understand what is fringe. Even in the previous session, we have seen what is the CF, fringing capacitance, right? Shall I show you the slide? For the parallel lines, here itself, the fringing capacitance, I have taken this, the fringing capacitance is negligible. So what is a fringe? You should know what is the meaning of fringe. Yes, can anybody tell me? If anyone knows, you can tell me what is the meaning of fringe. I have used this word 2 times. Okay, you don't know about the fringe. The literal meaning of fringe, let me tell you here. Technically, fringe means the edge. What you can see here, these lines at the edge, some field lines present, they are called fringing lines. Talking to literal terms, what is the meaning of fringe is, coming to these decorative items, when you go for for dupatta and for saris, you go for some borders में कुछ laces डालते हैं आप, so that वो threads knot करके some design you prepare, that is called at the border you make a design, that is called fringe. Okay, that is the literal meaning. Coming to the technical meaning, the fringe is nothing but at the edge of the field lines that are existing. Okay, so what I was telling is, the black color lines which I have indicated, the electric field lines, they are perpendicular to this strip. And you can see surrounding, you have with the red color, I have shown the magnetic field surrounding the strip. And the mode of propagation, as I told you, there is only one medium, because strip center में है, surrounding it एक ही substrate है, it has got its own permittivity value. So the mode of propagation is TEM. And electric field lines, they are perpendicular, and most of them are concentrated at the center. And some of the fringing lines are also present at the edges. Okay. Now, one condition I have given here, if this D is less than lambda by 2, what is this D? The spacing between the two plates. If this spacing is less than the lambda by 2, then the fields cannot propagate in the transverse direction. Okay, this is one thing I have added. Because the fields want to propagate in the transverse direction, we come across some attenuation. So while working with these shielded strip lines, you have to take care that whatever distance you choose, the spacing between the ground plates, it should be chosen such that this condition should not be met. अगर ये होता है तो attenuation is bound to occur. Okay. Now coming to the characteristic impedance Z0 for the strip, the condition is W by D should be very much greater than 0.35. So this is important condition when you go for problems. So W by D should be greater than 0.35. If you have a negligence thickness, you have one more formula. Okay, I am giving you only one formula for Z0, characteristic impedance, when the condition W by D is greater than 0.35. This is the formula. Z0 is equal to 94.15. There is directly the formula. There is no the details of how we got this formula. Okay, so please remember this. You have got 4 different lines and 4 different Z0 equations. Okay, don't get confused one with the another. 94.15 divided by root of epsilon r. You have W K divided by B. I'll tell you what is K. There is an expression for it. Plus a CF divided by 8. Sorry, I think I have taken it to B here. It should be D. Because the symbol which we have taken is D. Make it a correction, it should be D. 8.854 epsilon r. So this is the expression for Z0. In case of shielded strip line, if W by D is far greater than 0.35. And what is K here? K is 1 divided by 1 minus T by D. T is the thickness of the strip, D is the separation between the ground plates, and CF is the fringing capacitance. So these are the details I have given you for Z0. And further here, CF equation, how to get, we don't know. So what is CF? CF is 8.854 epsilon r by pi into bracket 2k ln of k plus 1 minus k minus 1 ln of k square minus 1. So this is the fringing capacitance formula in case of shielded strip lines. You can see I have calculated this capacitance per meter again. Coming to the transmission line theory, we have taken this per meter, picofarad per meter. And since the mode of propagation is TEM wave, okay, under the waveguide, what guide wavelength what we take, lambda g, which is equal to lambda naught by epsilon r. Try to remember, when we solved few of the problems earlier in the case of microstrip, we have taken this as epsilon effective. Okay, I think I had given one problem as a homework to you all. Only three parameters are calculated, remaining some 2 to 3 parameters were given as the work to you. In those, finding the quality factor and attenuations, I have used this formula. Lambda g is equal to lambda naught divided by root of epsilon effective. But here there is no question of effective because the mode of propagation is TEM. There is no change in the medium. So there is only one medium through the substrate itself, क्योंकि जो आपने strip लिया है वो substrate में embedded है. So only one epsilon there, epsilon r will exist. There is no question of effective value. Okay. So the mode of propagation as it is TEM. So lambda g is equal to lambda naught divided by root of epsilon r. There is no question of epsilon f here. Yeah, effective value here. I have listed some of the advantages and disadvantages. Okay. So this will be given as a work to you. No doubt this sheet will be available to you directly. However, I want you to understand the meaning of each of these lines, what I have listed here. Small size and low weight. Because of this, low cost. That is one of the advantage. And some of the advantages we have already listed just now. The more reliability and the production cost, it will be decreased. Then the connections, जो भी series and parallel connections होंगे, वो easy हो जाएंगे because of the different types of connections and out of these 4 different lines. And Z0 value, as I told you, most of the parameters, they are dependent on the geometry. Geometry, आप जो substrate use कर रहे हैं, जो तो strip का thickness है, width है, those affect the value of characteristic impedance as well as the attenuation. So how can you control Z0? By just choosing the proper dimensions of the line. Some of the advantages, try to understand them. Okay. Disadvantages, as miniature, inside a very small circuit, you are using all these things, so low power handling capability. Second one, they tend to radiate. I had discussed regarding the microstrip lines. In addition to 2 losses, one is dielectric, one more is ohmic, one more is radiation losses, because at microwave frequencies it acts as antenna, so it radiates, so some power dissipation occurs here. So microstrip, coplanar lines, they tend to radiate the power. And finally, one of the disadvantages, low quality factor, because actually microstrip line, they have good quality factor, but because of the attenuation, the factor get reduced. Now coming to one simple problem, direct substitution kind. Problems are simple, formulae to remember is difficult. A copper strip line has width W equals to 0.66 centimeter, D is 0.5 centimeter, thickness of the strip is, the geometric parameters are given to you, 0.05 centimeter. You have to calculate CF, fringing capacitance, then characteristic impedance. They have given the value of epsilon r. Substrate ka permittivity value, it is given to you. So list the data. We want Z0. Z0 equation, you can see K and CF are unknown to you. So go for calculation of K, 1 by 1 minus T by D, 1 by 1 minus, okay, substitute the values, get the answer. Then coming to this parameter is over. Now I need CF. CF is, you have the formula with you. In this formula, substitute K. K is 1.111. remaining epsilon r is given to you. Fine. So you can get the CF. It is in picofarad per meter. So whatever answer you get, put it in picofarad per meter. Okay. Coming to the Z naught calculation, use this formula in this, and remember this is inverse. Okay. So put the values. You have width given. Width is given to you. D is given to you. Substitute the value. Width, K we have found, CF we have found, epsilon R is given to you, and D is given to you. So substitute all the values, go in steps, you will get 25.74, which is very less compared to the range of 50 to 150, it is less. Fine. Hope you understood this. And one more problem I have included, probably you may not require it, but still I have included. As I told you when I was discussing about the shield lines, okay, here. When I listed the characteristic impedance value, I told you that this equation, Z naught equation, what is written here, it is applicable only for this condition. W by D is very greater than 0.35. Suppose you have got a negligible thickness, zero thickness in the sense, okay, negligibly small. Suppose in that case, your Z naught equation will be changed. Okay, that probably is not listed in your textbook, Samuel. However, you can just see, okay, read it out. Design a strip line. Designing means you're finding the different parameters, right? So design a strip line for W by B ratio to be less than 0.5. Condition is given that the W by B ratio should be less than 0.5. The substrate thickness to be used is 0.32 centimeters. Having the dielectric constant, the characteristic impedance of this line is so designed it should be 58. मतलब आपको फिक्स्ड वैल्यू दिए हैं, ओके, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इंपेडेंस इतना होना चाहिए, W by D रेशियो इतना होना चाहिए, ओके. For that you need to design the strip line. So what type of geometry you will choose, that is important here. So it's something, you know, a different kind of problem. This is given, this is the condition. Whatever I design finally, जो भी मुझे width value मिलेगा, it should be less than 0.5. ये condition meet होना है. Then Z naught, finally I should get Z naught as 58. So what I will do, as I told you, when the thickness is negligibly small, I won't consider the previous equation. I will be considering this equation. So there is one more equation for these shielded strip lines. If you are having zero thickness, okay, ribbon like structure, so Z naught will be 30 by root of epsilon r ln of 2 1 plus root k divided by 1 minus root k ohms. This is the formula. Okay, hope you understood the concept here. Designing means I should meet these requirements. Like that, I should choose the strip lines. So for that, I have chosen this formula for Z naught. It is not the earlier equation. You can observe this is the earlier problem equation which we have taken, which is totally different from this. So this is the second equation for Z naught. This is given to you, 58. Okay. Dielectric value is given to you. K is unknown. Okay. So what I will do, I will simply go for simplification of this. Take this 30 by root of, I think I forgot to put a root. Yes, it is 3.2. So take this under root 3.2. Calculate this and this number. Multiply, you will get this number equals to ln. Further simplification, ln to the base e will be e raised to this is equal to ln of, that is ln will go, only bracket term will be remain. So calculate what is e raised to 3.4. You will get this value equals to this. Coming to this, take denominator 31 divided by 2, you will get this is equal to this. Now finding the k. Ultimately my goal is I should choose the proper strip line. So choosing the proper strip line means कौन से dimensions के strip line मुझे चाहिए, so that the condition given is met. W by D 0.5 and Z naught 58. So in this, k is unknown to you. How to find the k? You can go for cross multiplication and simplification. The better and easy thing would be by going for componendo and dividendo ratio. Okay, this numerator by denominator you can take. Okay, a by b. We have already seen this kind of ratio in case of module 1. C by D. If this is the ratio, how you take whatever, if you take A minus B by A plus D at the left hand side, here also you take the same, C minus D by C plus D. In case of a reflection coefficients and all, we have taken this. So what I have taken here, this is 1 plus root K minus 1 minus root K. Numerator minus denominator divided by numerator plus denominator, RHS. Similarly, go for this. Numerator minus denominator by numerator plus denominator. So you will get this total number as 0.8815. And here I think 1 gets cancelled in the numerator, root k gets cancelled in the denominator. You will get this as root k, which is equal to this. So take the square root, you will get k is equal to this 0.7771. Now we have one more formula. K is equal to secant of, okay, sec h, hyperbolic secant of pi w divided by 2d. So this is the formula for k. Okay, earlier what was the formula for k? In the earlier problem, you see k was very simple, 1 divided by 1 minus t by d. When you have z naught is equal to this equation, but as we are changing the characteristic impedance, which is dependent on the geometry, k value is taken differently. Secant of sec h, hyperbolic sec theta, okay, pi w divided by 2d, which is equal to 0.7771. So now here I have the dimensions. Okay, so go for this, take the inverse. Sec h inverse of this is equal to pi w by 2d. So pi is given, that is pi by 2, w by d. D is given to you, 0.32 centimeter. So you can find w. W is unknown to you. Take all the terms to the other side. Calculate. You will get, hope it is visible to you, 0.1508 centimeter I have got. Please verify your answer. Now, whether I have met the condition or not, that is the question. What is the asked thing? What condition I have to meet after designing, after choosing the strip? W by D should be 0.5. I think it is W by D, not B. Yeah, it is W by D. So W just now I have calculated 0.1508 and D is given already 0.35. Take the ratio, you will get around 0.47.